makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. Reaching beyond the skies, running deep, stretching wide. Perfect love realized here with you. Now this love is for real, you will never let go, never let go. Oh, and it's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. This is real love, this is real love. This is real love, this is real love. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart to the very end. Jesus, I'm found in your freedom. This is real love, this is real love.
Hello, and welcome to Wednesday Night Fun Arts. We have so much in store for you tonight, as well as in the following weeks coming in the future. We want to make sure that we are expanding our horizons and discovering and unlocking the hidden talents and abilities God has given to every single one of us. So it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it glorifies God, we want to use it for His kingdom. If you have followed our video this far, then that means you have, one, changed in some proper dance clothes with the right shoes. You've cleared your dance area of any toys, shoes, blankets, pillows. We don't need you slipping and falling. And with parent permission, you have maybe moved your couch a little bit, your coffee table. You've made sure you've got a secure space where you can jump and dance around and have fun all at the same time. We also have other things in store for you tonight. It's not just dancing, because dance is not the only art form or talent out there, but there's many more things that we want to engage with you. So on that being said, if there are other things that you would like to see or would like to participate in, please, in the description below the video, there is a number that you can actually text and say, hey, can I see some of this or some of that? And we will work together to make it happen. But before we continue moving any farther along in this video, like we have been going over the last few weeks, this is now week 4, we have been going over the song Church Clap by KB, a dance routine to go with the song. So far we have learned the chorus, the whole chorus. We broke it into 2 parts, and now we're into the first verse, which is broken up into 4 parts. Last week we learned part 1, today we're gonna learn part 2. So let's watch this next clip real quick. It's a review of what we have learned all together so far. So if you've been joining us every week, then you get up and do the dance too. If this is your first time with us, then please watch this video today, learn the routine with us, but also go back and watch the other episodes, and so that way you can catch up and learn along with us. So when this coronavirus pandemic is all done and we are free to go back to church and to be out in society normally again, we want to come together and do this dance together as a team, unified, and it's going to be so much fun. Now, watch this.
Church mother in a church hat clap. Man, that sugar gave her color purple, coming back clap. When that whole week beat you up and stress you, but you hear that organ playing and remind you of your blessings. And on another note,
now that you watched that video, you are refreshed and reminded and updated and ready to go. So let's get started here. So as we have been saying every week, we break up the song into 16 beats, which are then broken up into 2 separate 8 beats. Because in music, in this song in particular, we're counting by 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sound them together, and you got a total of 16 beats that we learn each week. Thank goodness though, the song is not quite that fast. So let's first go over these first 4 beats. But to do that, we gotta rewind back 4 beats. So we're on beats 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna make a slight adjustment here, just so that way we're set and prepped to get into beat 1 up next here. So you just done your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're doing 5 and 6 and 7, and here's the change here though. On beat 8, you're going to jump forward and you're gonna land with your feet more than shoulder width apart. You don't have to be too crazy almost into a split here. You need to be comfortably standing, solid, strong, concrete to the ground, but your feet need to also be far enough apart for this next part that we're gonna get into. So let's do that one more time. 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Facing forward, feet a little bit more than shoulder width apart, concreted to the ground. So ready? We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. Now going to beat 1, what you're gonna do here is you're gonna stomp on your right foot, you're gonna face the right, and you're gonna pull down. So 1, just like that. Then on beat 2, you're gonna take your left arm and you're gonna make a rainbow with it, just like that. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go on beat 3, you're gonna stomp your left foot, and you're gonna pull down again. 3, and then just like you did with your left hand, the rainbow, you're gonna do the right hand rainbow too. All right, and that's 4 beats right there. So let's do it all together. Let's just do those 1, 2, 3, 4 together. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Let's add the 5, 6, 7, 8 into it, and that way we're really ready to just make that big rainbow. All right? So facing your side, you can look at the camera or the phone like this, but you're facing your side. And we're ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Let's do that one more time, making sure you got it, you're solid with it, okay? So you're facing your side here. This arm and this leg are gonna do a lot of work, and then on beat 8, jump forward, making our rainbows. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very good. Make sure your rainbows are nice and big, okay? Once you do the song, you're definitely gonna feel it, and your rainbows are definitely gonna be big. Now let's get into the beats 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? Here's where it's gonna get even more exciting. So we just finished our second rainbow here. Now on beat 5, you're gonna jump, crouch, and your hands are flat because we're gonna get ready to push down into the ground. So we've done 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Now at this point here, you're gonna stay crouched. You're gonna go 5, and 6, and. Do you notice how I jumped up a little bit? So now I'm standing up straight, my hands are still flat. So I'm gonna beat 5, and. You're crouched, and you go 5, and. Then when you get to 6, and, you jump up, and you go 6, and. Then when you get to 7, and, you're gonna go with your right arm, 7, and then with your left arm, you're gonna go 8, and. Just like that, okay? So let's just do that 5, 6, 7, 8 that we just learned here. So you're gonna go 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and. Just like that. Make sure you're pumping your fists really good though, okay? So 7, and 8, and. Okay, let's do something really crazy here. Let's put the previous 5, 6, 7, 8, where we're pumping our fists and we're kicking at the same time. Let's add that with the change on the 8, with our rainbows, and finally with us patting into the ground and pumping into the sky, okay? face into your side. I'm gonna count off the first 4 beats, then we'll do 5, 6, 7, 8 together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and you just did 12 beats. The previous 4 beats from the first part of the verse to now the next first 8 beats of the second part of the verse. You guys are doing great. I'm out of breath here because I'm having so much fun dancing with you. So hopefully you're not breathing too hard. This is a good chance to take a drink. I'm gonna take a drink of water here. This is my bubbly, sparkly watermelon water. It's water with a little bit of watermelon flavor. It's okay to have some flavored water as long as it's not sugary. Water break's over, you guys. Hopefully you caught your breath and I caught mine. We're gonna keep moving forward though, okay? So we just finished those first 8 beats to the second part of the first verse of the song. I know it's a lot, but once you get the hang of it, it'll make sense here. So we just did the 5, 6, 7, 8, and the rainbow. Then we did the patting to the ground, and then the pumping into the sky. That was beat 8. Now we're on beats 1 and 2. So this is the part where you're gonna get a little bit more swag into it, maybe a little bit of sass into it here. Beats 1 and 2, what you're gonna do is you're gonna step forward on your left leg like this. You're gonna turn a little bit cockeyed, a little bit sideways here, and using your hands, you're gonna motion no way. So that's 1 and 2 and. So beats 1 and 2 is really easy. 1 and 2 and. Telling the audience no way. You don't know about it though. That's actually the words in that part here. You're going, you don't know about it though. Then once you get into the beats 3 and 4, you're gonna do what's called the silly legs. So your legs come back together, not totally locked, but just a little bit of a gap in between them. And you're gonna silly legs, just like that. You can windmill your arms just like this, or you can do, sometimes what I like to do is go like this, 1 and 2 and, but that's beats 3 and 4. So beats 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, just like that. Because we're getting really excited now, dipping into the roots of good old-fashioned church when we get really wild, and it's gonna be awesome. So beats 1, 2, 3, and 4, let's do it together one more time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Very good. Now the last 4 beats, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the build up here of just how good church is and how good God is and how we need to make sure that God is in church so that way we can really get wild in church here. What you're gonna do is your feet are back together because you were just doing the silly legs. Now your hands are together about waist high and you're gonna get ready to twist going down. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Up just like this. Very good. I can hear Benjamin. Benjamin loves to dance to these songs here. So it doesn't matter how old or how young you are. If you're 2 years old and you want to dance, feel free to watch these videos. If you are a grandmother at home, please get involved in these videos too. They're so much fun and we want to have everyone together for it here. So let's do those 8 beats that we just learned together one last time. Ready? 5, 6, getting in that swag here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Let's do those together, maybe one more time. Then we'll add all that we've learned today together. Those first 5, 6, 7, 8, the rainbows, the pumping into the ground and pumping into the sky, getting that swag, silly legs, and finally doing the twist here. But let's just do those last 8 beats we just learned here. So get your swag on. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Awesome job, you guys. One last time. Let's get it really solid here. One last time. Ready? Those last 8 beats. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and up. All right, let's put all that we've learned today now together. A total of 20 beats. We just did 16, but let's do the last four from the previous weeks. So the 5, 6, 7, 8, this part here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Woohoo! Good job. Take a deep breath. Slowly let it out. And let's do it again. One more time. On tempo here. So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Good job. Now, let's do everything we have learned with the music.
Church mother in a church hat clap. Man, that sugar gave her color purple coming back clap. When that whole week beat you up and stress you, but you hear that organ playing and remind you of your blessings. And on another note, she just hit another note. Chills down my spine, got me crying, make me overload. You don't know about it though. Old school church hymns, deacons get the humming out of drum up in the verse. Lordy, Lordy, Lord. Can you hear me now? Church close, sweater, you don't care, you just get it.
It's Pastor Krista here. I know, wardrobe change, hairdo change, and the really awkward angle here. At first, you think that this is going to be an eating video like mukbang, but nope. Instead, we are continuing in our exploration of the hidden gifts and talents God has given to every single one of us, including exploring the unknown, meaning experimenting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try a new thing where we're gonna find random things around our house, especially during this quarantine time, and see what we can do with those things that are both really cool and also incredibly simple. So for tonight, I have a very special experiment for you. But first things first, you're gonna need a ceramic or a glass plate. Check. If you don't have one, mom or dad, Publix sells them all the time. Walmart will for sure have them. They're really cheap and simple. These are my plates that I have. I've had for quite a few years now. But a glass plate or ceramic will do just fine. Next thing you're gonna need is a dry erase Sharpie. I cannot express to you enough, it has to be dry erase marker. Doesn't matter what brand it is, but the key thing here is dry erase, meaning it's not permanent. Don't use permanent. What you're also going to need is some water. Room temperature, tap water is perfectly fine. I have it in my measuring cup because you want to be able to have it in a cup that will be an easy pour, and you'll see why here in a second. So I've got my marker, I've got my cup. I'm also going to get back to my regular angle where I'm sitting up straight, but because the focus here is I want you to look at the plate. So you can still hear me, still kind of see my mouth too, but the main focus here is looking at the plate. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to draw on the plate. Super simple shapes, just so we kind of get an idea of what's going on here. So I'm gonna draw a heart. I'm gonna draw a triangle. Make sure all the lines are connected, by the way. I'm also gonna draw the letters P and C for Pastor Krista. We're gonna connect the P and C. So there we go. We're gonna connect those two so people can see that. There we go. Like I said, they're touching. Now, you need to let these dry completely. They cannot be wet. So we're gonna give it a little blow. And wave them off a little bit. You'll be able to tell they're dry based on how shiny they are. So if they're kind of the same shine as the plate, then you know they're dry. But if they're a little bit shinier than the plate, like do you see how the glare kind of makes the lines and the shapes disappear? That's how you know that it's dry. But just to be safe. I'm gonna give a little tap here, just to be sure. Don't wipe, because it's dry erase, it'll wipe off. But just give it a little tap tap just to see, okay? No blacks coming off. All right, here comes the fun part. So I'm gonna turn it this way. You can see better. My heart, my triangle, PC. We're gonna slowly and gently pour this water into the plate. See, do a little bit more. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll grab the camera here in a second. Do you see the plate moving and the heart? Let's see, triangle's still a little stuck and it looks like PC's not going anywhere. Okay, so only the heart lifted. But look at how the heart's moving around. I'm moving around so you can see it moving around. The heart is floating. It was made from a marker drawn onto the plate, and now it's floating. My triangle's like kind of floating, just kind of doing what it wants to do. Oop, I broke my triangle. Oh well. Now here comes the next cool part. Ready for this? So my heart is floating. I'm gonna turn my plate. Try to see if I can get my heart. Oh no, my heart broke. Put your hand into the water. And it transfers onto your hand. Didn't quite go as well as I wanted it to, but it's still really cool. So I want you guys to try this at home too. Send a pic or a video to the number below, and we would love to see how your floating letters went too. Like I said, if you don't have a dry erase marker or ceramic or glass plate, Publix sells them for super cheap, Walmart sells them for super cheap, just even individual ones. But I'm sure Mom has some glass or ceramic plates hidden somewhere for special occasions. Mom, I promise you, this won't ruin it. It's dry erase, it'll come right off. Well, hope you guys are having an awesome night, and we'll see you next week.